Hi, I'm Mungo.
And I'm Katie Davidson. Welcome to the Monday Night Roar.
Thanks for tuning in. We have your latest news, entertainment, sports, and weather.
All that and more coming up on the Monday Night Roar.
Clemson University will now be home to a brand new building that will bring more car companies to the CUICAR campus, which will in turn create new jobs, specifically in the engineering field. Officials broke ground on the $14 million, 82,000 square foot building last Tuesday. More on that with Katie.
CUICAR stands for Clemson University International Center for Automotive Research and has won worldwide acclaim for uniting researchers and automotive companies. The new building is expected to create 220 jobs and generate $2.6 million in private investments. The building is expected to be ready for use by December 13, 2015.
The Tunnel of Oppression project needs volunteers. The Tunnel of Oppression is a yearly event during the Martin Luther King Jr. celebration that seeks to help students understand the different types of oppression one can face in life. The tunnel is scheduled for January 22nd from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and you must be free for a 2-hour time slot on the day of the event. If you're interested, please contact Lenita Weisenberger at weisenls@clemson.edu.
Our producer Ellen Menny took to Library Bridge on Halloween to interview colorful characters in costume. Let's check out the interviews now.
What is basic? I'm Ellen Menny here on Library Bridge today to find out the answer to the ultimate question. Dora!
Dora.
Dora, what are you looking for this time?
I'm looking for the freaking library. Do you know where it is? I have the best big ever. I have the best big ever, okay?
Basic group hug!
It's real honey that I may or may not have borrowed from Harcum and Schletter with no intent of giving back. But
How's everything in the 100-acre wood?
it's going pretty well. You know, my man Christopher Robin, his balloon popped, so I'm trying to get him a new one. Piglet's got a little fat recently, but you know.
Hey, Squirrel, do you have any nuts? Apparently he has nuts. I'm not quite sure about that. Oh man, that chest hair, how did you grow it?
Took years of practice, years of just growing it out, It's a very hard thing to do.
But it's all natural, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, you know it.
And what are you for Halloween?
I'm actually a chemistry minor.
Ew, that's nasty.
It's not nasty, honey's the best. You want some?
I don't know if I'm gonna. Come on. Where's that thing been, first of all?
Nowhere. I got it from Schletter.
All right. All right, I'm gonna go bleach my mouth now. Ew!
Thank you.
Ew! You're gross!
I've been told.
He's Mario Kart Luigi. I'm Mario 64 Luigi, so there's no problem.
Luigi, he dressed up in a costume.
What am I doing tonight? Well, actually, I'm going downtown, so I'm actually running into TD.
I might fight evil down there.
Okay, excellent. With Barnacle Boy?
Yes, if I find him.
Where are you gonna be?
TD's following you.
Sounds good. Well, thank you very much. How long were you waiting for that? What does the word basic mean to you?
Pumpkin spice latte.
Probably someone that's just like everybody else, like ordinary people, unlike me, just as a baby.
Basic to me is USC Gamecocks.
Basic person.
Whoa! Way of life.
It's a way, yeah. I really can't put words to it.
Spiritual path. Okay.
Exactly.
Princess Peach.
It's a girl walking around in Uggs carrying a pumpkin spice latte.
Basic girl. Well, she has to be wearing a Sigma Chi Derby Days shirt.
Like somebody without like a lot of personality, or somebody just kind of dull, just kind of like mopes around.
Basic just means simple. Going nothing too advanced.
Girls aren't basic. We're awesome. Thank you. Just like Hufflepuffs.
Okay. What is the? Oh, thank you, Mermaid Man. I love you so much.
Someone that's very ordinary. Unlike yourself.
Basic is like the pH scale is 1 to 14, and basic is 7 into 14.
That would be a pH that is greater than 7.
Now, what is a basic girl?
A basic girl is a girl with a pH that is greater than 7.
Personal level, basic means that it has a pH of about 7.
What about like pumpkin spice lattes?
I just want to dance with somebody. Ooh, I just want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I just want to dance with somebody who loves me.
Thank you so much for that, Ellen. Congratulations to Clemson doctoral student Julia Desmangles, I am so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, who has been accepted into the Southern Regional Education Board State Doctoral Scholars Program. The program is designed to increase the number of minority PhD students who are dedicated to becoming faculty members on college campuses.
The State Doctoral Scholars Program offers financial assistance, research funding, network opportunities, and many other things for its members. Desmangles, a native of New York City, is primarily interested in researching early childhood achievement gaps and differences in educational success between different populations of children.
After 14 years, South Carolina ETV Radio and Clemson University have announced the noontime radio show Your Day will cease production. The show is produced as a public service by Clemson University Broadcast Productions and offers programming with a South Carolina flavor. This change comes after the launch of Clemson TV in October, which will still deliver public programming to South Carolina residents. Cherie Hutchinson of ETV Radio says, quote, "We've been grateful for a wonderful run, but the time has come to move on to other projects." And now, here's Gabby Bates with your sports update.
Thanks, guys. It was a tough loss on Saturday for the Clemson Tigers. The Tigers faced Georgia Tech Saturday in Atlanta and lost 28-6. The Tigers had a pretty nice start going into the game, but it was late in the first quarter where the Tigers went downhill. Clemson's quarterback Deshaun Watson was injured on the play, taking away his chances of finishing out the game against the Yellow Jackets. Cole Stout replaced Watson, but the Tigers were not able to recover after losing him. Stout was 3 for 11 for 19 yards and threw 3 interceptions. Tech was able to get 146 yards just off of interception return yards. Stout was replaced by Nick Schuessler late in the third. Schuessler was not able to contribute much to the team either. He was 4 for 4 for 19 yards, but took sacks on the Tigers' third down. The Tigers only had 190 total yards. Ammon LaKipp was able to put a few points on the board with a 32-yard field goal that gave the Tigers 6 total points to end the game. It was the turnovers that really seemed to hurt. With the score being 28-6, the Yellow Jackets were able to score 14 off of the 2 pick sixes. Many were also wondering about Watson. There were several rumors floating around that Watson tore his ACL. According to Dabo Sweeney and the medical staff last night, Watson has not torn his ACL. He has sprained his LCL and has a bone bruise and could possibly return this season. Vic Beasley, who was also hurt during Saturday's game, was diagnosed with patellar tendon inflammation. Well, the Clemson men's soccer team was able to win their 14th ACC men's championship on Sunday. The Tigers were able to knock off Louisville 2-1 in double overtime off of a goal from senior Ara Armikanen. Clemson received its first championship since 2001. The Tigers are now assured a spot in the NCAA tournament. The South Carolina Gamecocks were able to defeat Florida this past weekend 23-20. It was a tough start for the Gamecocks, with the Gators staying in the lead most of the game. It was a late game special teams mistake that cost the Gators the game. The Gators were up 17-10 with less than 4 minutes left to go and suffered a blocked field goal, but that's not it. The Gators also suffered a blocked punt, giving the Gamecocks the ball at the Florida 34-yard line. The game went into overtime after Mac Davis was able to score after recovering his own fumble in the end zone. During overtime, the Gamecocks were able to take home the victory after Dylan Thompson was able to score the game-winning touchdown. It was a sad day for the Florida fans. It was confirmed on Sunday that Florida Gators coach Muschamp was dismissed as head coach. Well, it was a big win for the Florida State Seminoles on Saturday. The Seminoles faced Miami, and Miami bringing home the victory 30-26. Number 3 Florida State trailed 23-7 in the second quarter, but was able to come back quick. Dalvin Cook was the team hero, giving the Seminoles their first lead of the game with a 26-yard touchdown run late in the fourth quarter. Miami was also able to get the ball back to try and score, but it was intercepted by Jalen Ramsey. It's no doubt the Seminoles are always finding a way to win. Well, it was confirmed Sunday afternoon that Todd Gurley will be out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. Gurley was injured Saturday during his victory over Auburn Tigers 34-7. That's all I have for your sports. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Gabby. A chemical leak at DuPont plant in LaPorte, Texas killed 4 workers and injured 1 earlier this week. The chemical, methylmercaptan, used in insecticides and fungicides, leaked into facilities at about 4 a.m. that morning. Residents of the nearby community reported smelling a strange odor, but the company says it diffused in the air and did not pose a significant risk. The cause of the leak is still under investigation.
All right, chocolate lovers, we have a worldwide crisis upon us. Chocolate is getting more expensive. That's not all. 2 leading chocolate brands, Berry Callebaut and Mars, like the Mars bar, report that chocolate ingredients could become scarcer within the next 10 years. This is due to the Ebola outbreak, unsuitable weather in West Africa, and a surge of demand for chocolate in China. In the meantime, chocolate prices will rise, so go grab your jumbo bag of Twix bars now.
All Greek activities on West Virginia University's campus have been suspended after a freshman was found unconscious at a fraternity house last Wednesday. Both campus and local police are investigating what occurred when the paramedics were called Wednesday night to the fraternity. 18-year-old Nolan Michael Birch was found unresponsive at a Kappa Sigma fraternity house and died Friday at a local hospital. This death and an alleged disturbance involving members of the Sigma Chi fraternity have caused a moratorium on Greek activities until at least the end of the semester.
Meanwhile, the State Department had to shut down its unclassified email system over the weekend after it was hacked. The email system is shut down for security updates. It is unclear who is behind the hacking, but it appears that no classified email systems were broken into, although the State Department is still making sure.
A class action lawsuit against Rick's Cabaret has been settled in New York City when more than 2,000 current and former exotic dancers were awarded $10 million. The order came 4 years after the dancers had claimed they were cheated out of wages. The main argument in the case revolved around if the dancers were considered hourly workers or independent contractors. The club allegedly pocketed many extra service fees that should have gone to the employees. The company plans to appeal the judgment and does not intend to pay the sums in the near future.
The Crown Princess cruise ship of Princess Cruises docked in California on Sunday after more than 170 cruise-goers came down with a neurovirus. Some neurovirus symptoms include headache, fever, and stomach problems. The virus is highly contagious. More than 4,000 people were on board. After the ship docked, it was disinfected and loaded with a new group of passengers to set sail. And now, here's John Oliver with entertainment news and Freddie with some Showtimes.
Congratulations to Solange Knowles, who got married this weekend. The singer married Alan Ferguson, a famous video director in New Orleans. Of course, her sister Beyonce and brother-in-law Jay-Z were in attendance. The wedding took place in a small church with about 100 close family and friends. Solange's son Jules played a large role in the wedding on Sunday. If you're unfamiliar with Alan, he is a music video director who has worked with singers such as Katy Perry, Fall Out Boy, Gym Class Heroes, and of course, Jay-Z and Beyonce. Johnny Depp attended the Hollywood Film Awards drunk, leaving everyone at the show stunned by his behavior. The actor was there to honor the producer Shep Gordon for his work in cinema. Depp could hardly stand and stammered through his speech. When he first walked on stage, he said, "This is the weirdest microphone I've ever seen in my life," right? Oh, speaking of the Hollywood Film Awards, Shailene Woodley received the Breakthrough Performance of an Actress Award. Woodley won the award for her work in the movie The Fault in Our Stars. Her co-star Laura Dern presented the award to the actress. In my opinion, she gave an incredibly moving acceptance speech, and you should really watch it. For those interested in dating Taylor Swift, sending her roses seems to be the key to her heart. Harry Styles sent this Shake It Off singer 1,989 roses, and reportedly the two are dating again. The couple split in January of last year after a few months of dating. Allegedly, Styles began texting Taylor, wanting to rekindle their relationship. And I guess never getting back together means 1 year. Kendrick Lamar was the guest singer on SNL this past Saturday and gave an incredible performance. The rapper did not perform any hits from his current album, but he did appear in 2 sketches on the comedy show. This week's host was Woody Harrelson, who did a great job, and Jennifer Lawrence also made a special appearance in one of the sketches, and it was hilarious. So after all of this, did you get your fill of the entertainment news? Well, if you didn't, then watch my show, Pillow Talk, on Thursdays at 10 p.m. I'll be dishing out my harsh opinions about various celebrity stories. So come spend some time with me. I'm disease-free. I promise. Well, maybe. Thanks, guys.
Hello, and welcome back to Showtimes. We provide you with all the important movie news from the couch to the theater. We cover movies coming to Redbox, theaters, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. Redbox came up big again this week and gave us something to be thankful for next week. On vending shelves now are 22 Jump Street, Earth to Echo, and The Purge Anarchy. And if you don't want to make the drive to Redbox, you can find Earth to Echo and Purge Anarchy here on Channel 88. Netflix and Amazon Prime both came up short this week. In theaters this week is nearly nothing. Nothing but one of the most anticipated movies of the year, that is. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 hits theaters this Friday with early showings on Thursday. If you missed us last week, here's what is already out now. First, and most importantly, the comedy that we have all been waiting for, the true successor, Dumb and Dumber 2. For fans of the Dark Knight trilogy, director Christopher Nolan teamed up with Matthew McConaughey to make the visually astounding Interstellar. For kids, or kids at heart, out now is Big Hero 6. Also still in theaters is Nightcrawler, starring Jake Gyllenhaal as a crime photographer. Thank you for tuning in, and watch next week for more updates.
Thanks, John Oliver and Freddie. Ashley Youth, a biotechnologist from South Africa, has developed a self-diagnostic testing kit to recognize malaria in less than 30 minutes. The major draw to these kits, they cost roughly 30 cents. People can prick their finger, run the test, and find out within the hour if they have contracted malaria. This technology is essential in Africa, where malaria takes thousands of lives a year.
Another American hostage has been beheaded by terrorist group ISIS. Peter Kassig served in Iraq before he founded a non-profit group to aid Syrians. He was abducted last year while in Syria, and ISIS released the video of his death on Saturday. President Obama spoke on Kassig's death and called his beheading, quote, an act of pure evil.
Police and wildlife officials in Paris are on the lookout for a missing large cat, which was originally suspected to be a tiger. However, analysts looked at the beast's tracks and concluded it is some other kind of feline. Eric Hansen with the National Board of Wildlife and Hunting told CNN that the large cat poses no danger to people. Residents of the area did not seem to be too shooken up by the cat, though they have been warned to take care when walking and to avoid wooded areas.
This weekend was the G20 Summit, a worldwide meeting of 19 countries plus the European Union, taking place in Australia. The two big topics of the meetings were climate change and the current struggle between Russia and the Ukraine. Both Japan and the United States promised to dedicate billions to combat climate change. The European Union threatened to impose more sanctions on Putin if he did not stop helping pro-Russian separatists in Ukraine. Putin may not have been happy about the criticism he received because he left the meeting early to, quote, sleep.
After being declared dead on November 6, Janina Kolchewicz of Poland woke up 11 hours later in cold storage. A doctor was sent to the woman's home after her family reported she'd stopped breathing. The doctor later stated the woman had no pulse and no reflexes, which indicated death. The doctor is currently being investigated to see if he exposed the woman to any imminent danger.
Despite promising at the G20 to dedicate billions to combat climate change, Japan's economy is officially in a recession. A new sales tax increase deterred Japanese consumers from spending money, which then made companies cut back on their investments. Prime Minister of Japan Shinzo Abe may call for a special election to gauge public interest in any new economic plans, and one plan may be increasing the sales tax even further. But for now, here's James with your weather forecast.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at your weather for the rest of the week. It is very cold today, very, very cold. Weather Channel was predicting a little bit of snow tonight, but that's not going to happen. 0% chance of precipitation, but it's going to get very, very cold tonight. A low of about 27 tonight. Moving on through the week, as you can see, pretty much the same trend. It's going to warm up just a bit, but tomorrow night it's going to be even colder, low of 22, so make sure you move those plants inside so they don't get frozen. Right now it is about 41 degrees outside. Winds out of the west at 15 miles an hour. With the wind chill, you're probably feeling like it's about 32 degrees outside. So it is very cold with that wind. Humidity of 62%. That's not helping the weather any. It's still very cold. As you can see, this is where the snow was going to be coming from, but nothing is going to come up into the Golden Corner area tonight. Anytime we might see some rain Sunday, but that's the only chance for rain we have this week. And now, why did the diode kiss the battery? Because he just couldn't resist her. Back to you guys.
Thanks, James. That's all for tonight. Thanks for joining us, Clemson.
We won't be broadcasting next week because of the Thanksgiving holiday. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, and be sure to like our Tigervision Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. Have a great night, Clemson, and stay classy.